Court, I know you visited the Garden of Lights as well, and it was a fantastic event. What a great community event for Reading.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I had high hopes for it, and I was still blown away, incredibly impressed by that. So if you didn't get a chance to head out there this year, I would highly encourage you to make it out next year. As far as what we're seeing for today, a little bit windy in some areas still this morning, and that is something we're going to be contending with, especially if you're in the foothills early to midday this morning where the winds are strongest. We've got some breezy northeast winds, dry and mostly sunny today, and temperatures warming today into tomorrow before we see a little bit of a slide Friday, but temperatures still above average through that upcoming weekend. A live look outside at the Sundial Bridge in Reading this morning, and you can still see some of the Garden of Lights lights up on the other side of the bridge. Not too shabby if you're looking to take a stroll in Reading this morning because temperatures have stayed very mild overnight. This is due to those downslope north winds that have persisted, keeping temperatures artificially warmer in Reading. So 54 degrees right now for Reading, most of the valley in the mid-40s. Chico, where winds have stayed lighter overnight, in the upper 30s. We're in the 40s in the foothills and 20s in most mountain zones right now. We still have the wind advisory in effect for the foothills and northern Sierra. This is set to expire at 7 a.m. But in a second here, I'm going to show you the futurecast, and it does look like we're seeing winds that are staying pretty substantial in the foothills throughout the day today. Right now, winds out of the north to around 8 miles an hour in Reading and Corning. Not too bad in the foothills at the moment. The exception is in those canyons, but gusts up to around 32 miles an hour still possible throughout this morning out of the northeast in those foothills with gusts to 30 miles an hour out of the north along I-5. Subsiding winds heading into this afternoon, but picking back up overnight tonight with 40 mile an hour gusts out of the northeast in the foothills, and then those winds still substantial in the foothills specifically tomorrow afternoon before finally really just diminishing heading into Friday. As far as what's going on the satellite and radar, clear skies for most of us to start off the day as high pressure off the coast builds inland. Still seeing some interaction with that ridge off the coast and that low pressure to our south, giving us those breezy northeast winds, but the worst of the winds are certainly in Southern California, closer to that low pressure this morning. High pressure building in, continuing to drive the dry conditions and leaving us with temperatures on the rise for today. So sunny skies on your way out the door at 8 a.m. We'll see more sunshine in the valley at noon, but some clouds filling into our mountain zones. Briefly seeing some clouds brushing southwest across the valley, or southeast, I should say, across the valley mid-afternoon, and then clearing out tonight with more sunshine on tap for your Thursday. And then for the most part, it's going to be sunshine moving through the weekend. We do have some clouds that are going to spill inland early to midday Friday. Those clear out rather quickly. And then again, it's just mostly sunshine through the weekend and through early next week. And we are staying dry in your extended forecast. Warming up today. Temperatures in the 50s for the most part in the northern mountains. We'll end up in the 50s for the most part in the Sierra and Southern Cascades as well. 52 degrees in Bernie, 51 for Chester, 61 for Shingletown, Alturas, 47 degrees today. 50s to mid 60s in the foothills, 64 degrees in Paradise. And if you're in the valley today, it's mid to upper 60s. 67 degrees in Reading, 66 for Red Bluff and Chico, 65 degrees in Orville with 66 in Willows this afternoon. Your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast for that weekend, it's always in view. Mid 60s to upper 60s today, upper 60s with sunshine tomorrow, winds not as substantial. A dip into the upper 50s to lower 60s Friday, mostly sunny to sunny skies, and then upper 50s to lower 60s Saturday, lower 60s Sunday with sunshine, staying in that same range into early next week. We do have breezy north winds returning for Saturday. That puts a little bit of a damper on the very comfortable conditions out there for temperatures, but nonetheless, not too shabby through that second weekend of January.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Court.